Hi, today I'm going to share our favorite Halloween spooky season books for all ages. First, I'm going to go with the picture books that my kids absolutely adored when they were really little. First was a Scratch and Sniff Halloween. It still smells 17 years after we first got it. They loved Tiny Ghost. It has little sounds as you go along and read it. They really loved Max and Ruby. We all tease about the show now and make fun of it a little bit. Where are their parents? But we all still have a little bit of a love for Max and Ruby. Splat the Cat is another favorite. And this one is on the Pumpkin Picking Plan. They really loved the Haunted Ghoul Bus. And it's Pumpkin Day Mouse. This one was fun. I Like Pumpkins by Jerry Smath. You would search for the faces on the little pumpkins. If you like that there was the old lady that swallowed a fly books, there was an old lady who swallowed a bat, was a favorite. I really liked Knock Knock It's Halloween because I could sit and knock this whenever there was a knock knock joke. My Jack-o'-lantern, a sweet little story about a little kid that's grandpa has a farm and he gets the pumpkin and then turns it into a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween. And the Jack-o'-lantern's Trick or Treat book. This had little tabs in it that they really enjoyed. Our absolute favorites were The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, of course. We love all the Charlie Brown shows and the books that accompany them. And this one was a favorite that is worn and torn. It's ripped, Where Is My Mummy? A all-time favorite are the Berenstain Bears. We love Berenstain Bears. That's a love from my childhood. I probably should have mentioned that in my other video when I was talking about my childhood reading. Berenstain Bears have been one of my favorites my whole life. And so I brought that along to my kids. We've got The Prize Pumpkin, Trick or Treat, and The Haunted House. Those have been some of our favorites. And probably our absolute favorite picture book for Halloween time is Snowmen at Halloween. This one, when we first got it, they were actually not really little. This was only probably when they were both maybe 8 and 12. And we were just going through it and looking at the different costumes that the snowmen wear, and they were laughing so hard at all the pictures in this book. Now, some of my favorites for maybe a upper middle grade age. These all depend on your own child and their sensitivities. My kids are pretty sensitive. My youngest doesn't even really like Halloween anymore. Keep that in mind. Some of you might have kids that would love these at younger ages. Some of you might have kids that would only like these as teens. Some of you have kids that probably won't ever like them. Or you yourself might be like me and read middle grade, and then you'll like them yourself. Since I don't read a lot of really spooky stuff, most of my autumnal Halloween reading is mysteries. One of our favorites are the Nancy Drew classic mysteries. I really enjoyed the Eva Evergreen book. My youngest is going to read this year. And the main character is a witch, but it's not super scary. It's just cute. I shared in another video that we're going to be reading The Canterville Ghost together this year. This one is so fun and it's funny. I laughed out loud. I did not expect that. And it's a family that goes to England and they end up in a manor house with a ghost that doesn't want them there, but he's not as scary as he thinks he is. Last year I was introduced to Midnight at the Barclay Hotel. I don't want to give away too much of this story, but there is a ghost in it and it's just a really cute little middle grade story. I was also introduced this year to Small Spaces. I did not think I was going to like this. I thought it was going to be too scary. I think it would be too scary for my kids because they are more sensitive. But this book had me thinking about it when I wasn't reading it. And I didn't expect that. And it was just to my level of spookiness. Not too spooky, but enough that I was a little bit scared. One of my absolute favorites are the Myrtle books. Premeditated Myrtle is the first one. These are so good. There's another one coming out in a few weeks that I can't wait to get. I've already pre-ordered it, but I've read all the other ones and these are just fun mysteries. Our heroine is a 12-year-old girl. I want to say it's Victorian times, but I can't remember if that's the time period, but it is, I'm pretty sure it's the 1800s. If not, it's the early 19th. And she just gets thrust into trying to figure out some murder mysteries. Now on to 3 that I've really enjoyed that I think are more for the upper tweens, not because of content, but because of the ages of the characters. I really enjoyed the Enola Holmes books. I've watched the adaptations on Netflix, and so far I think they're doing a really good job. Another one I really liked that I read last year is The Scandalous Sisterhood of Prickwillow Place by Julie Berry. It's kind of a charm school for young girls, and someone dies and they don't know what to do. So they decide to hide the body, pretend like the person didn't die. And then I really love the Sinclair mysteries, starting with The Clockwork Sparrow. This is by Catherine Woodfine. It features a bunch of kids that just kind of end up coming together to solve a mystery. For adult books, of course, Dracula. That's always going to be one of my favorite recommendations. I mentioned The Man of Shadow and Mist, that this is a retelling of Dracula by Michelle Grape. No October is complete to me without reading some Agatha Christie. The very first Agatha Christie I ever read was And Then There Were None. This is the copy from 8th grade. So that's one of my favorites, and my very favorite Agatha Christie is The Man in the Brown Suit. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, and I'll think of them later, but those are some of my favorite spooky season reads and authors.